welcome everyone. I am your Kevinly father, Kevin Williams. Let's make sure we're not muted. We are not. This is our friend Matt GAETZ. Matt's about to GAETZ wild with the older ladies there at the Women for America First, having to save America from not sure what. Matt GAETZ, I'm guessing. So he's going to give a little speech there. Congratulations, Yoshi, on being first. Cindy, hello. Marcy, hello. Marcy, hello. Marcy, hello. Babe, congratulations on being fourth. Let's dig in here. This is happening at Trump's Doral. The president, the former guy, owns this place. He's making money off the political rally at his own property.
Hey, junior supporter, let's protect our border.
Okay, don't know what that music is, but we're cutting it out. There we go.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Amy.
Holy smokes, that's loud.
Beyonce, Ginger, I love you with all my heart, and I can assure you the best is indeed yet to come. Keep fighting. After
The best is his nickname.
the Russia hoax, the knockoff Ukraine impeachment sequel, and an election
Wait, I got a better joke than that. Never mind.
that was stolen as a consequence of illegal last-minute changes to the rules.
It was
Folks
not.
have sort of gotten to know that I'll take on the establishment of both parties, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We have your back. That is the sentiment I have heard from thousands of Americans at restaurants, walking through
Wow, thousands.
public parks, sometimes just out.
You know, he just walks around through public parks. Matt GAETZ does all the time. Sometimes near the jungle gyms. Past a high school, a junior high. Maybe it's a nice park with a field and there's a cheerleading practice going on. All the time.
Out on the street, in emails, online donations. And I can't tell you how much it means to me. This past week has been full of encouragement. From President Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Jim Jordan, to the MAGA nation that shares so much love. So let me assure you, I have not yet begun to fight. For the country I love, and for the nation that I know benefits.
Well, you've been a congressperson for several years now. Would have been a good time to start fighting back when you became a member of Congress. I mean, why haven't you begun fighting yet? You stood up on January 6th. Was that not fighting?
From America First principles. I'm built for the battle, and I'm not going anywhere. The smears against me range from distortions of my personal life to wild, and I mean wild, conspiracy theories. I won't be intimidated by a lying media, and I won't be extorted by a former DOJ officials and the crooks he is working with. The truth will prevail.
All right.
I hail from Northwest Florida, a land of heroes. I represent the district that's got the highest concentration of active duty military in the country. Military families are not just a feature of my community, they are the defining characteristic.
The moms, the dads, the young men and women going off to war, the young women who aren't ready for war yet. Brave, supple, inexpensive.
Serving them, fighting against the endless wars that ravage their lives and families. It weighs on me as the most serious and somber obligation of my service. It inspires me to be at my best so they can be at their best. But heroism does not just erupt on the battlefield. Inspiration is often drawn from those closest to us when regular folks do spectacular things. This is a Women for America First event, and it seems like the perfect place to celebrate the
$500 minimum ticket. $500.
excellence of some America First women. And so I want to take...
You know what else you can buy with $500? You could buy a skate sharpener for $500. You could. I'm going to. I just kind of bought part of it today.
this opportunity to tell you about some of my heroes.
You could buy food for $500. You could start a business with $500. Literally, you can start a business with $500. Instead, these ladies have chosen to go and watch the guy who allegedly was paying 17-year-olds for sex or something. Like, I haven't gotten into the details. I don't want to get into the details. I really don't want to know, but there are Venmo receipts. Speaking of Venmo, if you'd like to support a slightly older gentleman than 17, become a patron there at Patreon. Cash App, if you have the Cash App already, send me some money at Kevinly Father. PayPal.me/KevinlyDad. And of course, the Venmo, made famous by Matt Gaetz. You can put Venmo on private. You don't have to share to whom you send your payments on Venmo. That's the weirdest thing about Venmo to me, is that you become someone's friend and then you're like, hey, let everybody know. And then you can see like people's walls. John sent Francis $5 for a beer or what, like. Just make it private. If you send something to me, I'll announce it on the air. Send me something right now. You can even give me instructions, I think. And I'll be happy to announce it on air. $900 seems like a nice round number for today's broadcast. Feel free.
Isabella is an immigrant to our country. She was born in Brazil, and she ended up in Washington, D.C. because...
And now she's my daughter.
She was to have the American experience. She wanted it to be in the capital city. She loves the monuments and the architecture and what those things say about the ambition and vision of a great nation. What do people do when they need jobs in Washington, D.C.? Well, they go to Capitol Hill. Isabella applied for any job that was available, and she ended up working for Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. After that, she ended up working for a Democrat impeachment manager who let bloodlust for Trump cloud common sense and the facts. One evening, as my staff and I were working late,
Is he talking about Liz Cheney?
Showed up at our door. I'm tired of being on the America Last team, she said.
She did not. She did not say that.
I cannot support the left-wing agenda.
No one has ever said that.
They just hate President Trump, and he's doing a good job. Would there be a spot
Well, the American people didn't think so.
for me on your team? I was somewhat surprised that a Democrat staffer would reach out to our office for employment over more moderate or more establishment figures. I've watched you work. You take chances on people, Isabella said to me. We were
Dude, she thought you were cute. Okay? We know that because now, for some reason, she's your fiance. Won't last long, but she's your fiance.
criticized by some in the right
So she was buttering you up. She thought you were cute. You were cute. That's what happened.
wing media for the hire. Some even said she was a spy sent to bring me down. Today, Isabella is a member of my senior staff, and we work closely together on a daily basis. She had the courage to...
She is his fiance, right? I'm talking about the same person. This Isabella person, that's his fiance. I don't even know. Again, I don't like getting into the details with Matt Gaetz.
jeopardize her career just by talking to me. And now my constituents, the people of Florida, the people of this great country, are better off as a consequence of her resolve and her brilliance. Democrat staff might be an unusual place to find greatness, but sometimes we can uncover motivation in unusual places. Let me tell you about Dawn. Dawn has never worked before in politics or government. She was a legal clerk and a hospice care coordinator.
Is this another fiance or is this a 17-year-old? Who's Dawn?
And a very tough mother. Some rich people in my district in the business community said I was insane to hire Dawn to be my district director, the most forward-facing job in my office. I figured someone who could manage the logistics of litigation and also provide comfort and care to dying people was precisely the type of person that I would want fighting for the folks back home. The downtown crowd said I should consider a better-known leader with political connections. All of the recommendations they sent me were, predictably, men. I take the words of Margaret Thatcher to heart. If you want something
But I wanted a woman. I wanted my office full of women. Normally?
said, get a man. If you want something done, hire a woman.
Oh, so he's just... So Isabella is not his fiance. I apologize. I think if it's somebody named Ginger. Okay. He had two key members of his staff quit in the last week, too. I wonder if he's going to talk about them.
Dawn has recovered millions of dollars for people in my district who were unfairly treated by government. She helped veterans restore their benefits that they had earned. She even one time helped me rescue school children that were stuck in Costa Rica and had lost their passports. Mama Dawn, we all call her. And all she needed was a chance to lead a great team, a chance that too many women are passed up for. She is the grit and soul of our operation.
Well, she sounds lovely.
Allison was living a very comfortable life not far from here in Naples, Florida. She had already thrived as a business executive and a key member of leadership teams. She didn't need work or...
So he's just going over the women on his staff.
Washington. But she had an anxiousness, a desire to be in the fight. She saw the good that President Trump and our team were doing, and she wanted to be in the arena.
Well, it's very clear, obviously, from this. He's at a Women First or Women for America First or whatever group this is. He's talking about the women on his staff. He obviously values women at about $300 per the night.
Allison left me 5 voicemails before I even returned her call. Besides, 40-year-old intern is the plot of a Vince Vaughn movie. It is not a career trajectory for most people. I'll come answer the phones for free, Allison said.
No, it was the plot of a Robert De Niro movie.
She took an unpaid internship.
I want to say there was literally a movie called The Intern. Was there not? I'm pretty sure there was. Someone can look that up. I'm not going to.
And then a paid internship. And then the lowest salaried position in my office. And she earned her promotions with her hard work. She is now my director of operations and a member of my senior staff. She had zero...
Swear to God, he should not be talking about staff right now.
Capitol Hill experience. But she earned her way every step of the way. You know, there are so many powerful forces in Washington that fight against the America First agenda. And I find them in both parties. They want trade deals that screw over American workers for the bottom line of some business or some corporate profit or vesting opportunity on Wall Street. They want illegal immigration to drive down American wages, and they want bloody wars to last forever. It takes people like Allison who battle not for the money or self-adulation, but for love of country to win. And we will win. We must win. For there is no place to turn. There is no distant land to convert to our purposes should America fail.
What?
It's the sound of freedom right there in my district. That would be like a fighter jet going over. Jillian is a military spouse. I mentioned before I have a special
AOC is all about corporations.
spot in my heart for military families. Her husband had been overseas in combat, and his return to civilian life required her to spend her days in California. She had paused her career to support her husband's, but she was itching to get back in the game, and for good reason. She is the very best at what she does. So we tried something crazy, unheard
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway in The Intern. That was the movie.
of in 2018, something called remote work, where someone could actually be in a different place than the office and contribute their effort, contribute their talent, and make the operation better.
What?
Before hiring Jillian to be my communications director, I had been on television once in my first 10 months in office. Since hiring her, I've been on more than the My Pillow guy. And that says a lot more.
Really? How much television you been on this last week here, Matt? How many times you been on Hannity last few days? Just how much? Just give me a round number.
About her than it does me. She never wanted to be a chief of staff Communications was her expertise. But I saw in her this tremendous potential to listen and lead and motivate and inspire. And she is the hardest working person I know, leading by example. I may be biased, but I think she's the best chief of staff on the Hill. I share with you these remarkable stories about amazing women because I am so proud of them and because I admire them so much. You may have seen a recent HBO documentary called The Swamp, which chronicled my time in the Congress.
Yeah, but what about Devin Murphy, your director of legislation? What about him? Because he quit. I'm assuming Devin's a guy? Yeah, Devin's a guy. What about him? How about your former director of communications last week? Who was it? Let's find out. The legislative director just quit. And, your press secretary, Luke Ball. Two guys quit.
There's a scene they filmed but did not include in the movie.
Jens says that Vince Vaughn was the lead in The Internship. Oh, The Internship with Owen Wilson? And they got jobs at Google? Is that right? So that was, it rang a bell. The best Vince Vaughn, though? Wedding Crashers.
The director asked me, how is it that your professional and political world is run, managed, led by so many women, almost exclusively females?
Because all the guys just quit. My press secretary and my director of legislation, they're gone. Women's are all I got now. It was. They go to work at the Google, and it is, here it is right here. It's The Internship. Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, they get a job at the Google, and they have no idea what Google is. And hilarity ensued.
I told him, it's just how I was raised. My mother is the hero of my life. When I was 3 years old, I learned that a blood vessel had burst in my mother's spinal column and that she would never walk again. Being a pugnacious 3-year-old, as my folks say I was, I walked into her hotel room and said, Mom, I know you can't walk, but can you run? And every day...
And she wept. She wept endlessly for years. No. God, honey, our son is a moron. No, sweetie, I can't run. But thanks for rubbing that in. Mommy, do you want to have a race down the hallway to the end of the hospital?
Since then, my mother has been running. She's built businesses, led scouting organizations. She contributes her time and her talent and her treasure to nonprofits that help abused and neglected animals. Nothing has slowed her down.
I love her.
I have seen determination and drive in my mother that I have never seen.
Did I say hotel room? I meant hospital. To the end of the hospital. I said the end of the hospital. Oh, I didn't finish the word. I said the end of the hospital.
Seen in any man.
So it might have sounded like hotel, but yeah, no, my brain was in the hospital where it belongs.
I don't know that it would even be possible to see that in any man. I do know that there is something special.
Yeah, because any man who loses the ability to walk, they just give up. That's that.
Tangible and powerful in what women have, and I've known it all my life. There is a sentiment among some women in the workforce that men are hired and promoted based on potential, but women are hired and promoted based on what they've done. My service in the Congress.
I've never had that impression. I've never felt that sentiment. Is that a thing? I don't.
Is more meaningful.
I've rarely been a woman, so I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't know. I don't have a real job.
More impactful, more noteworthy, because I have seen the potential unlocked with so many brilliant patriotic women that I've had the chance to work with. For us to truly make America great again, we will need all that all of us have to offer. Men and women, gay and straight, rural, urban, suburban, black, white, brown, everybody. When he accepted the 1988 Republican nomination for president, George Herbert Walker Bush said, "I'm a quiet man, and I hear the quiet people of our country." Well, America First is not a quiet movement, and I am not a quiet man. I may be a canceled man in some corners. I may even be a wanted man by the deep state.
The Department of Justice. Maybe. We don't know for sure yet, but yeah.
But I hear the millions of Americans who feel forgotten, canceled, ignored, marginalized, and targeted. I draw confidence knowing that the silent majority is growing louder by the day in this great country. And so I welcome to our movement the libertarians, the populists, the different, the canceled, anyone who can rally around our inclusive America First agenda. Because it is going to take all of us, one great big team, forgiving each other our foibles and flaws to make America the best version of herself. Besides, what is in the mind and in the heart is never lost. And this is the message to America First conservatives today. We've tasted victory. We've renegotiated trade deals, built 400 miles of wall, changed asylum laws, had drawdowns from wars, and created peace and acceptance with a land that has been connected to our faith for 4,000 years. The economy soared, wages rose, and America was her glorious best. Until Marxists attacked our streets, the Chinese coronavirus attacked our bodies, and fraud attacked the election process itself.
Yeah, we're going to do a movie. We're going to do a movie at 6 p.m. Pacific, guys. We're going to watch Election. What I've decided is we're going to watch movies that are available on Pluto TV. So if you don't have Pluto TV, it's also an app, but it's also pluto.tv. There's a huge selection of movies there, some pretty good ones. So we looked at it today. We decided we're going to watch Election at 6 p.m. If you'd like to join us and you don't get the invitations to the Zoom movies, let us know. We'll send the invitation over to you if I see it. Somebody keep track of that.
They couldn't beat Trump at the ballot box in 2016. So they tried impeachment and the witness box. That failed too, so they ran to the mailbox with millions of ballots swirling around without any true verifiable connection to actual voters.
Absolute nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. That just mathematically that doesn't work.
I'm glad states like Georgia are embracing reforms to uphold election integrity. No election in this country should be stolen, but they can never steal what America felt like under Donald Trump. The energy, the optimism. Trump did his job. He led us to taste the experience of American greatness. And now it's our job to keep up the craving and earn a great bounty again. I know this. Firebrands don't retreat, especially when the battle for the soul of our country calls.
Yeah.
Big government, big tech, big business, big media, they'd all breathe a sigh of relief if I were no longer in the Congress fighting for you. I am the only Republican in Congress who doesn't take any money from federal lobbyists or political action committees. Their money is no good with...
Okay, but you took $5,000 from that satellite military tech pack. You did do that. It's on Open Secrets.
With me. And that...
Maybe he doesn't lately.
That scares them. And you know what? It should. They lie about me because I tell the truth about them, and I'm not gonna stop. So when you see the leaks and the lies and the falsehoods and the smears, when you see the anonymous sources and insiders forecasting my demise, know this. They aren't really coming for me. They're coming for you. I'm just in the way. God bless America. God
He is correct. He is in the way.
bless our country. God bless this great movement. Let's hold our heads high, work together, believe in each other, and let's go get them. Thank you.
Let's go get him. This is pretty much the same speech he made on the steps of the Capitol in Liz Cheney went out to Wyoming and attacked Liz Cheney there. You know, the Republican Liz Cheney. All right, well, that was that. We still don't know exactly what happened with Matt Gaetz. It's still being investigated, theoretically. He seems to have confirmed that in a couple of different ways. One in the Tucker Carlson interview, and then again here, saying that he may be wanted by the deep state. All right. How's everybody doing, by the way? It just happened. We're a few minutes ahead of it. And I thought I'd share that with you because it was hard to find. But I did manage to dig it up on the YouTube. So there you go. We're going to do a movie at 6 o'clock tonight. Let me just check and see if anybody else wanted that. I'm going to pop that into the chat room right now. If you're in our chat room on the Twitter, you'll be getting a notification in just a second. And I'll put it out, send it out to patrons as well. If you're not a patron already, you can be just $1 a week. That'd be $4 a month. That makes no sense. $1 a month. You can join the Dollar Shame Club and support me here on Patreon, kevinleefather.com. If you have the Cash App and you live in the United States, send me money, PayPal, Venmo. If you don't have the Cash App and you're watching from the United States, I'm going to give you $5. Here's how. Just go sign up for the Cash App using that code up there. If the broadcast ends and you don't get the code, just rewind the broadcast. Get that code, that cash.app/app/LMNMNSM/CSQ. And then the first time you send $5 with the Cash App, they will give you $5 back. And I will get $15. So essentially, you're giving me $20 and you don't spend a cent. And then you order yourself a little debit card like that, a Tap It Visa, and you buy coffee and they give you $1 back every time you buy coffee. $1 off every time you buy coffee. You go to Whole Foods, you get 10% back. You go to Taco Bell, you get 10% back. Burger King, 10% back. These change all the time. Hey, let's look it up. Hold on. Let's pull up the Cash App and see what kind of discounts they're offering right now. Hold on, because if you don't have this yet, you should get it. Yeah, I got my... Okay, so you add a boost. Here we go. So right now, Shake Shack, 25% off one order. DoorDash, 10% off each order. GoPuff, I think you can get your marijuana needs filled there. So GoPuff is on there. Goat, whatever this is, 5% off one order at Goat. Oh my God. This sounds really great. I don't know what it means, but at any restaurant, if you go to any restaurant and you use your Cash App card, which you can design yourself, you get 10% worth of Bitcoin. So if you're younger than me, you may get a feeling, I don't know. Any grocery store, look at this. Any grocery store, 5% off of groceries. That's more than the margin of profit at grocery stores. I don't know how they're doing this. Okay, right now, any coffee shop, earn 15% worth of Bitcoin on one purchase. Maybe this is a bonus. So these are boosts. These aren't your regular discount. I think the regular discount is still $1 off any coffee. But you can also get, McDonald's, 10% off each order. Chick-fil-A, 10% off each. Don't go to Chick-fil-A. Domino's, 10%. PlayStation Network, 10%. Twitch, 10% off one purchase. If you're watching on Twitch, you could save 10%. Anyway, Burger King. I was right. 5% off each order on Burger King. Those are just boosts. But there's all kinds of different things that you get on a regular basis. You can buy stocks. You want to invest? You can buy stocks. Look at that. You can buy Bitcoin. You want to get in on this Bitcoin adventure? Get the Cash App. You don't even have to send me that first $5. Use my code to get the Cash App, and purchase anything for $5, you'll get that $5 back and I'll get 15. You'll get something tangible. If you don't want to send that $5 to me, that's fine, but you get your first $5 back. That's how it appears to work. Over and over again. You guys have been absolutely great. Talking about the Cash App, Joanna, we're shutting down. That's the end. So what we'll do is we'll have our movie night at 6 p.m. And producer Joanna brings us our movie night because we're using her Zoom account. So thank you to producer Joanna. And we'll be watching Pluto TV. We're probably going to be watching Election if, in the interest of election and democracy, once we start the broadcast at about 6 on Zoom, then it's more of a meeting. And you guys, if there's an uprising and you guys vote not to watch Election, we won't watch Election. We'll watch what you guys want to watch. So we'll see everybody at 6 p.m. if you're interested. Otherwise, please send in some money. You've just spent a half hour with Matt Gaetz, and I believe he owes you some Venmo for it. You are a hero, producer Joanna. Yeah, let's do this. I got a whole bunch of stuff to do. So I may have ruined a hat. And I'll tell you that story after the credits. I'll go get the hat to show you, and then I'll show you what I'm trying to do. And maybe you guys have some laundry advice for me. Here are some closing credits for you guys. All right, so as some of you know, I play on a Netsing team, and we're a red and black team. And I thought I should get myself like a hat that matches. With all this hair, etc., I've started wearing hats. Plus, it's good for blocking out the sun and everything like that. So I found this on the eBay. This is vintage. This is like a Team Canada symbol from 1992-ish. This was the hockey team's symbol, Olympics and Canada Cup and a bunch of other stuff like that. So I found this hat for super cheap on the eBay. Someone found it in an estate sale. This is what people do. They go to estate sales. I just passed one today, and they buy a bunch of stuff for dirt cheap, and then they sell it on eBay, and they make some money. So good for them. So I bought it for super cheap on eBay, and because it was a little bit yellowed, it was a little bit old, I washed it. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but the white turned fairly pink, especially around the maple leaf right there. Okay, so you can really see it on the inside here. Okay, see how pink that looks? See this label right here? That was a white label when I put it into the wash. Oh yeah, Marcy gave me a good tip on Twitter for the hat thing. So for the hat thing, what I did is I watched a video, and some people have been giving me hints on Twitter. I took a solution of baking soda, dish soap, and hydrogen peroxide, took a toothbrush. You can kind of see I've mashed it in there. I'm leaving it for about 45 minutes, and I'll wash it. The key thing from watching a few videos is that I can't let it dry. So I will do that, and then if that doesn't fix it, and honestly, it's not bad. I mean, you can see that's a pretty good color rendition of it right now. The inside, much, much pinker. The outside, it looks okay. I'm seeing if I can get this a little bit brighter, because if it was bright white, then that blinds my opponents, and then I win the Netsing game. Tennis, for you Americans. So I'll stick that in the washing machine and wash it on gentle. As long as it doesn't dry, I think it's okay. How's everybody else doing? Anybody else want to discuss something before we move on to the movie? Stephanie will be there. Stephanie, are you out of the hospital? Stephanie was in the hospital earlier today, and I hope she's been dismissed. Dismissed. That's not what they do at hospital. Discharged. That's not what you want in the hospital. That's what you want from the hospital. No, that's not right either. Discharge is hardly ever a good thing. Yeah, I'll take a look at the other laundry stuff too, but I'll wash that. I've got a timer going and that'll set up. My hats are all fine, thank God. Good for you. Hey, since I play some nutsing with producer Joanna there, so this little contraption here was like $8 on the Amazon. You can find it anywhere. This is called a ball cap buddy, and this comes apart as such. And if you want to wash your ball cap, you just pop it in the top of your dishwasher, top rack of your dishwasher. It was $8 on the Amazon, and then your hat doesn't get all destroyed in a washing machine. This I washed first in the dishwasher, and apparently you can't set your dishwasher to cold water, and so my color bled, which is fine because it's an old hat. I mean, it's from the 90s. I don't know how color fast this red dye was meant to be. I mean, it's all worn away. The tag and everything is gone, so who knows where it was made. I'm guessing China in the late 80s or 90s. Anyway, Babe had to buy a new washing machine. I've been waiting 10 days. You've been waiting you bought it and you haven't done the wash? Out buffered the whole time. We were on the lower deck of the freeway, out buffered the whole time. Yeah, anyway, so if you got a bunch of hats, producer Joanna, if you want to borrow my ball cap buddy anytime, please feel free. I really only need it for this one hat. But then I'm sure I'll find other hats that I need to wash too. Here's the thing. Hi, Pumpkin. Here's the thing. I just throw my hats in the wash all the time. Anyway, I ordered this for a reason. All this said in the description on eBay was used and estate sale, right? Here's the problem. Whatever material, the weak plastic in here that's supposed to keep the brim in good shape, it's cracked. You can, I pulled it out of the box and I heard it crack immediately. So it's just been sitting, I don't know where, at some estate sale or whatever in Texas for years and years. And now this is extremely brittle through here. But for my purposes, putting it on and pulling it down so that it sort of sits over the crown of my head, it still seems to keep its shape. And there's Alexa telling me it's time to put this thing into the wash. So I'll do that. I'll go turn off the alarm and go do that. And we will see you guys at 6 o'clock. I'm just about to send out the invite in the to Patreon and in the Twitter chat room as well. If you're not in the Twitter chat room or you want to watch the movie with us at 6 p.m. Pacific, shoot me a message on Twitter and maybe I'll see it. If I don't follow you, you can't DM me, but just reply to one of my tweets or something. Reply to the laundry tweet and I'll check that out. Otherwise, thanks guys. I got to go do some laundry. Have a great weekend, everybody.